Welcome back to the Asshole Show. Yappy Dudes is presented by the Watchtower Database. All right, that's enough of that.
Oh my god. At least I know that in that, like, how many seconds was that? 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I completely understood. It was, the whole world was revealed to me, and I completely understood my position in this podcast, and that's just to be a complete jackass.
To just hit the button.
I'm the uninformed 30-something that doesn't know about this.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
Is
that the name of the podcast? Uninformed 30-something that doesn't know about this. Hosted by informed 30-something that knows about this.
You got to play to your strengths, and my strength is a severe lack of knowledge in the DC animated universe.
That is the subtitle. You got to play to your strengths. In quotations. Hey, everybody.
Hi, welcome back. Are you back, or is this your first?
Are you in the car? Are you in the shower? Are you showering in your car?
Is the podcast playing on your phone, and you're like kind of trying to listen to it, but really you're caught up in your other activities?
You're concentrating on something else.
Yeah, and you're like having to go back every 15 seconds.
If that's you,
welcome back.
Yeah, I'm James.
I'm not James.
I'm Jamie.
You're Jamie.
You're Mark.
Or Mac.
That's Brian, actually.
I'm Brian, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie to you.
Yeah. Our real names are undisclosed. We're in the Witness Protection Program, and this is the DCAU podcast that you aren't allowed to listen to. Your mom told you not to listen to this, but you're doing it anyway, baby! Okay. Well, what is this? If you haven't
is episode
listened,
2 for us.
Yes.
Watching episode 1.
And because we watched episode 13 last time. Because is we're going through the DC animated universe from start to finish in Airdate order. I explained this. Yeah, I got to figure out a succinct way to explain this. But it's we're watching it in the way that human beings experience the DCAU
back in the old
times of 1990s. So yeah, if you haven't, we talked about, we should say this up top last time.
Top of the episode.
Just start right up. Is that if you have not seen the episode that we're about to talk about?
Oh, you remember the thing?
Yeah, is that you should make sure that you watch. Don't listen to this podcast just to experience the episode we're going to talk about. You should watch the episode before listening to this. It doesn't have to be right before listening to this, but you should have seen it before. Don't not watch Batman the Animated Series and just listen to this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. So this week,
what's on the leather on? Wait, hold on. I know the title. The title of it.
What's on the leather?
It was On Leather Wings.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah. Yeah, that should be the next test, is that, can you remember the title of the episode? Okay. So, I mean, for the listeners, it's been a week. For us, it's been a few minutes.
But it feels like a week.
Yeah.
Every minute with you feels like several days.
We don't even, at this point, we still don't know what the name of the podcast is.
But we removed the ghost tree that was making noises.
That's true, we did, yeah.
Well, we didn't remove the tree.
He chopped down an entire tree for you. Are
for
you
this
thankful?
Podcast.
I was about to, I reached for the button, but stopped myself.
I'm not going to let you stop.
All right.
We're going full 100 on this, Jamie.
Yep. Today we're watching Batman the Animated Series, episode 1. Produced episode. Second episode aired on Leather Wings. This aired Sunday, September 6th, 1992 at 4:30 p.m. on Fox Kids.
So wait a minute. The other one aired just like not even a week before that.
A day before it.
Yep.
You'll find that
and it was like a morning one and then an evening release.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, on Saturdays and I think Fridays, if these air on those days, it's 10 in the morning. What
day was it?
This is Sunday, the one they were about to watch.
Okay.
If it was on a Saturday, it aired at 10 a.m. Saturday morning cartoons on Fox Kids.
Okay.
If it was any other day of the week, it aired at 4:30 in the afternoon. So if you were a kid that, like,
I'm beside myself,
barely
Jamie.
heard about Batman the Animated Series and just oh, cool. It's on Saturday morning. Can't wait for next Saturday to watch the next episode. You just missed 6 episodes. Because for whatever reason here at the start of the show, for the first good, 30, 40 episodes of the show, they were just airing back to back every day. They had they had piled this up, producing episodes for a year or so.
Who would do that?
Warner Brothers.
Also us.
Oh, yeah. You started smiling like, what is the joke? I'm missing the joke. Yeah, they produced a bunch of episodes and then just recorded them back to back. But yeah, so this episode was written by Mitch Bryan.
I like his last name. Is it spelled with a Y?
No.
Oh, good.
It's even better, like your name.
Yeah.
And directed by Kevin Altieri, the same guy who directed the last episode.
The same guy that wasn't the other guy.
He wasn't Eric Radomski, and he never will be. God damn it. So what do you think? We already talked about this before. Your predictions for this episode had something to do with the Penguin.
Had something to do with the Penguin.
And or Batman's origin, introducing Batman to the audience in a proper way instead of him just awkwardly standing on top of a building saying sexist remarks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the jugs on that cat.
Yeah, pretty much. Our new cat burglar has D cups. Our new cat burglar is thick as hell.
But let's be fair here. She was what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
She was
bodacious.
No, she did the same thing to Batman.
Yes,
she was being as
Well,
I mean, yeah, like she was being reciprocal.
Reciprocy. She was being reppy.
But she was like, what's that? Like not itemizing. There's like a zing word. She was being physicalizing of the dude as well.
Oh yeah. I know what you're trying to say.
If you know what I'm trying to say, please write in.
Yeah, there's someone screaming it at their
shower
podcast. There's someone screaming it at their shower speaker right now.
Yeah.
Not materializing. Damn. I don't know. Laser vision?
This is called presque-vu. Have you heard of this?
No.
So you've heard of deja vu?
Yes. Oh, where you can't, you know the word, but it's on the tip of your tongue,
yes.
kind of a deal.
Yeah, presque-vu, and it's an actual like neurological block where your brain you're like up against a wall, you're looking for a door, but you keep running headfirst into this wall. So we got to like backtrack, and then we'll probably actually see the door if we step back, and we'll know the word is.
This is the kind of content you get on this.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be talking about cartoons.
No, this is good stuff. It was good content, man. Yeah. Okay. So
no, it's not.
For those who don't know, I have watched all of these episodes a million times and run a YouTube channel about them. Versus Brian has never seen any of these, or if he has, it was on accident, randomly on TV sometime.
Yeah.
So we're about to watch On Leather Wings, the first produced episode of Batman the Animated Series, and then we will be back to talk about it in great depth.
Yes.
And by great, I mean
some depth, meandering through monotony.
See you in a little bit, folks.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. You too can fulfill the dream of being a high-paid radio personality in your spare time, just like me. Just call the Gotham Institute of Broadcast Arts. Yeah, that's better. Call the Gotham Institute.
You did the honors.
I did the honors. Sorry, do you want to offer?
I was a little bit off. Okay, I think everyone's pretty sick of that right by now, Brian.
This is week 3.
This is
they're like,
later.
I remember that from a week ago.
This is later in the same day as as before. You think?
You might
right?
be getting sick of it, but I...
Just getting started. Welcome back, everybody,
Welcome back.
The podcast that's called something.
We had some ideas that last episode.
Okay, we'll say the name. We'll both say the name of the podcast at the same time. Right, here we go. No, you say it with me.
Gotham
Institute. Gotham Advenstitute. Gotham Adventures is the name of a spin-off comic series from this cartoon.
I obviously knew that.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm James. I'm James. That's Brian.
I'm Brian. That's James.
We're watching through the entire DCAU, as you know. We already did this whole intro.
We should do. You need to get your succinct intro down.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I should do.
Okay. We already did this part though.
Oh, you're right. This is part B of episode.
We've now watched the episode.
Oh, so maybe they are getting tired of the music.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. What if we just play it really low and in the background?
It's nice.
It's just like a little bit of mood music.
Yeah.
I
All right.
like the sound of you pressing the buttons is louder than the music itself.
Yeah, me too. So that was On Leather Wings. Was it about the Penguin, Brian? Or Batman's origin in any way?
You could relate them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was right.
You relate them.
Yeah. Like, it's in the same universe. It might as well be the same story.
Penguin was in one of those buildings, probably.
Probably. There's a guy who looked penguin-ish. I was like, oh, it's going to be the Penguin. And then they had, like, the gargoyle thing. I was like, fuck.
Did I? Yes, I went over Mitch Bryan, Kevin Altieri.
Yes.
Tell me what happens for realsies in On Leather Wings, Brian.
Okay. So it starts off as every Batman episode, as far as I'm convinced, starts off for too.
With the intro and theme song?
With a blimp. With the police
Yeah, so
blimp.
far both episodes have started with the police blimp.
There's a heavy focus on police blimps, and then they're always like, calling the choppers! Like, why don't they just, like...
Have choppers
They
instead?
should just have the helicopters if they're just going to call them in from the blimps.
I was trying to figure out what the point of the blimps was, because, like, is it just to watch the city? Because that's what Batman does.
Watchtower?
Database. I knew you were going to do it. God damn it. Okay, tell me what's the plot of the episode we were just
The
watching?
plot of the episode that we just watched that I totally remember all of it.
Yes.
There's like a Batman. You're like led to believe that like Batman is out there causing mischief, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Batman's bad," and they print it in the paper. Batman's bad.
Yeah.
And then it turns out there's another Batman who's like arguably way more Batman combination than the Batman is. And
what would you wager his supervillain name is? They don't ever say it in the episode. But
Phoenix,
no.
Leatherwing,
Man-Bat. That's really what it is. So he gets a hyphen.
should I press?
No.
button?
You should not. No.
They called him Man-Bat.
That's his name. Yeah.
Man-Bat.
Yes. Man-Bat.
I
Because
think
you see, he's more bat than man, whereas Batman is more man than bat.
so. You put the emphasis on the ending of the
You
word.
would think it'd be reverse,
Yeah.
but a hero named Man-Bat is probably a little scary, you know?
I think a villain named Man-Bat's a little scary.
Is it just a bat that transforms into a man? It doesn't know what to do with itself.
Just walked into any wayward grocery store just screeching.
Naked. It didn't have any clothes to not burst out of. It just turned into a naked human man.
Although
It's
maybe
like that. It's
wait,
that CGI like going to the store video. And
Yeah.
the guy's flopping around.
I have a theory regarding the clothes thing though.
Okay.
And it's not quite gonna just stick with me on this one. So Man-Bat like burst out of his clothes.
The fan's still on. I can hear it. Brian's going to turn off the fan because there was a fan on in the background. Hey, is he back?
Seamless transition.
Oh, that's so much better. I'm so sorry to everyone.
I thought you wanted some white noise.
Fan bat.
Anyway,
Continue. That's the name of the podcast.
So, man bat. Fan bat. Have you noticed that each time like one of us like coughs or burps, the other kind of like tries to fill the space?
Yeah, with the music.
Seamless. Yeah. So
what's man bat up to?
What if like he like instead of like
Oh, yeah.
bursting out of his clothes doing the Hulk thing,
Mm-hmm.
the man bat who turns into a man, the bat who turns into a man.
Yes.
Like some clothes like apparate
Form
on him,
his body,
but
yeah.
it's the reverse. So it's just
Only
a
a
shirt.
shirt.
So he's like shirt cocking his way around, screeching like a bat.
And everyone just thought it was Batman the whole time. Put it in the paper.
Batman's lost his
Screaming
shit.
half-naked man.
He's screaming
enters
at the yogurt.
Safeway at 7 p.m. It must be the Batman.
I would watch that show.
Commissioner, let me handle him. I gotta get the Batman over here. Yeah.
What's that guy? Bullock?
Yeah, Harvey Bullock.
Oh my god! I really wanted him to be Two-Face.
Yeah, you wanted him to be Harvey Dent before you even knew his name was also Harvey.
Yeah. I know. I'm just really waiting for that to happen.
So what's the man bat doing?
Oh right. So he's like he took a bunch of drugs and he turned into a gargoyle-looking bat creature.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what his motivation was. Did they even talk about that?
I don't know.
He's just like, I did these drugs. Time to kill the world.
I think he had sort of a bad guy monologue there right before he transformed, where he's just talking about like, I don't know. He was interested in experimenting, and then he's like,
Yeah.
I found the secret. You got to put the chemicals in yourself. Then you can be the man bat.
Like it's like a margarita shaker. You take these drugs and you do a little dance and you turn the man bat.
Your Phoenix Pharmaceuticals.
I really thought that was going to be a Phoenix thing. I'm like waiting for him to burst into flames, because they're just all this like Phoenix. Like why the Phoenix?
I don't know. Rebirth of some kind, maybe a metaphor there.
Into man bat.
Into a man bat. A Batman. Yeah, so the
that's absurd.
official TV guide synopsis,
yes.
much shorter than the last one.
Bat does drugs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it still spoils the entire episode. When a horrifying bat creature terrorizes Gotham City, the authorities conclude it must be Batman and put out an all-points bulletin on the Dark Knight. Meanwhile, Batman's investigation leads him to the laboratory of Kirk Langstrom, a prominent zoologist who has been experimenting with a formula that turns him into the Man-Bat creature. Not only does Batman have to capture Man-Bat in order to save Langstrom, but also to set the police straight and clear his name. So yeah, you just find out, you just know who it's going to be.
Yeah. I also feel like I kind of dropped the ball and didn't.
You got some burps?
No, I had one of those things you should have swallowed 5 minutes ago and you forgot, and then it turned into concrete in your throat. Anyway. Or was I going to
you've been eating concrete?
Yeah.
Nice.
End of the episode, it was kind of a really they really just kind of phoned it in, didn't they?
Where he just fights him and it's over?
Like Batman's they fight, Batman flies him face first into a building.
He sure does.
And then the helicopters are like, oh, there they are. And then rather than Batman being like, there's two of us, he throws him over his shoulder and runs into a parking garage.
This one's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his supercomputer is like, computer, how do you make this guy a guy again? And the computer's like, do this shit, buddy.
Yeah, there was this 4 times in this episode where Batman just says, computer, tell me how to be a detective. The formula is this. Thank you. And then he goes, yeah.
He's like that guy that Googles something and only reads the Wikipedia headline. He's like, now I know everything.
That's the answer right there. Yeah, he reads the first little blurb. Yeah. Or did you mean Man-Bat? What did that make me think? Oh, so similarly to the Catwoman episode that we watched last week, quote unquote.
Yes.
In episode 1 of this podcast.
Back when there was still a tree in my backyard.
Yeah, those were the days.
R.I.P.
And back when there wasn't a fan on at the start of the episode. Where I thought that I think this is the to be continued spot is right here.
Right.
In reverse, I thought that this episode kept going. I thought there was maybe a second fight with Man-Bat, but then he just runs him into the wall.
Yeah.
And is he going to be okay? Like, or is he going to, no, he's fine until next time or whatever. And then that's the end of the episode.
That was something
okay.
that was a little weird for me, was that like Batman like brings him back like completely swaddled in this black cloth of like, oh no, he's dead.
He's murdered him.
Like, she brings him back and just like,
is it going to work, sir? I think so. Fuck, it did.
and then he's just dead.
Yeah.
You might want this back.
Sorry, other blonde lady that's not Selena Kyle.
Yeah. Batman has a type, I'm noticing.
Yeah.
But it was so weird that like there was just it was not a conclusion to me.
Yeah.
That like, they cleared the chemicals or whatever from the guy, and I need to stop playing with that. My ADD's going wild right now. So
there's a lot of things on the table. A lot of
so
like
many things.
fidget spinners.
I could poke that.
We're just surrounded by fidget spinners. We're in a mountain of.
There's a Batman
We
one.
decided to film this in a mountain of fidget spinners. Record. Whatever.
What was I saying? Okay, so
What was I say?
the whole like the lack of conclusion was that this guy like had this like he like found out the chemistry to make himself into Man-Bat. And like,
apparently did it before.
And like Batman
and turned back
detoxes the
into
guy.
or turned back into a human on his own somehow.
Yeah. But then he like detoxes him and he's like, for now.
Yeah.
So the guy just like wakes up and he's like, fuck that shit. I'm going to put this cookie recipe back in the oven and like become Man-Bat.
I will just do this again. Yeah.
Like, how's that a conclusion? You have to like wipe his brain or something.
Yeah. Or have Batman watching him constantly or something. Yeah. This naked man, only wearing a shirt. Yeah.
Shirt cocker. That's our word of the week.
Yes, that's the name of the podcast.
Shirt cocker.
Yappy cocky dudes. So the animation in this episode is pretty top tier. There was that shot that I said is one of my favorite shots in the whole DCAU.
Flying by the
over
blimp.
The top of the blimp. Yeah. It's like the blimp is in like 3D. The camera's passing through stuff. Batman's cape is flowing in the wind. All this different stuff. I realized that I'm pretty sure this is one of the episodes. There's a handful of episodes that were animated by the same overseas company as Cowboy Bebop, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them. And there's a lot of that same kind of like. I don't know, flow to it or whatever. Like a lot of the similarness. It's still in the right art style or whatever, but there's a lot of just, I don't know how to describe it. There's just a lot of realism to
There's
the
a different in like
movements.
physics in the way that like the people move through the world there.
It's a lot of like whipping to a different pose and then kind of but there's a lot of little details too, like they talk about in the audio commentary that we did not watch because that would be a ridiculous way to watch it for the first time anyway. Bruce Timm, I think, brings up how he was really happy that the animation studio, they send storyboards overseas to the different Japanese animation studios, but they don't. They interpret them however they want.
So they have the like, we want this shot, then this shot, then this shot, but how you transition, how the characters move through those shots is
sometimes,
up to their interpretation.
I mean, they'll go as far as like to storyboard. Batman starts here, he jumps in the air, he lands here, but all the in betweens are like up to those guys. So like, there's a moment when they're on the roof. I can't take off until the commissioner Gordon shows up, and he's just yelling at Bullock, and his glasses fall for a second. He like pushes them back up. Like that was not a note that they gave them. They just did that kind of stuff.
How did you even notice and retain that information?
I don't know.
I've got like,
because it's a cool little detail of the scene.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm me, asshole.
Also a good point.
But at the same time, I forgot that there wasn't a second Man-Bat fight in the episode.
We can't all be perfect.
Yeah.
Similar, coming back to the whole projection on Red Claw's face of last episode, which you haven't listened to for whatever reason. You should go back and listen to that for whatever reason.
I hope someone just has their headphones like
turning
blast,
it up.
Yeah, like, oh, he's talking really quietly.
I hope that they don't. You hope they do, because
I'm an agent of chaos.
Yes.
I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught one. I'm quoting the Joker from the movie The Dark Knight. Okay, anyway. Continue.
Wow, how can I after that?
What were you saying?
I was talking about the art style.
Okay,
and same thing with like the projection onto Red Claw's
Yes.
face. You got to see, what was this fellow's name?
Kirk Langstrom.
Lang Kirkstrom was like walking by a vial and it like distorted his face. And it's really cool. That
We should
seems
try
like,
to take like a tally of how many times that happens. Like, will episode 3 that we watch have a light warping moment or
I
something?
think every episode's going to have one bit that shows the depth of someone's face.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we got to remind these people it's not just,
These are
two-dimension.
people.
These
Yeah,
are real people.
These are real.
Deep faces.
Real man bats. Batmans. Brian's shaking his head no at me.
No. And that's something I have to learn is like I keep like nodding like yes and no and like making expressions at you, but I realize that the people, the person I'm guessing listening to this, there's how many people?
I hope you're listening in a group.
I hope you're listening in a group.
Yeah. What?
You.
Me?
Yeah. No. Yes.
You hope I'm in group therapy playing this for this is why my life is bad. I'm forced my friend Brian to watch Batman. Let's talk about the cast of this episode.
Let's talk about the cast. You should talk about the cast because I don't know who they are.
Okay, I'll tell them to you. Kevin Conroy as Batman again.
I knew it.
We have Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon this episode.
Oh, he's got the commie title now.
We got Richard Mole as Harvey Dent.
Wait,
Mole,
Harvey Dent was there?
Yeah, he was the coin flipping dude in the chair.
Okay, but I got confused.
Yeah, well, so you said, I'm betting this is Harvey when Bullock was on screen. And I thought, yes. But then because that's his name, it was Harvey Bullock. But then you're like, I said Harvey, and you're like, Dent. And then immediately it switched to a shot of a guy's hand flipping a coin in an armchair. And I said, I think someone else is going to be Harvey Dent. Well, you didn't take that as a hint that I'm talking about that guy.
So this is my lack of detail orientation here. At that moment, I was like, okay, yeah, that's Harvey Dent. Cool. I then thought that guy flipping the coin, I don't know why, was the same dude whose name I can't, Landstrom, whatever.
Oh, Kirk Langstrom.
Yes. I thought that was him.
I guess they sort of have similar like bone structure in their face or something, but no.
Yeah,
they hadn't even introduced that character yet.
I thought that kind of was his like
him.
and he comes back and he's got that same kind of weird disposition, and I think my brain was just like, yeah, that makes sense.
That's something I noticed about the scene where Bruce Wayne goes to the zoo. That's the name of the podcast. Where he walks into Dr. March's office and he's like, "Get out of here, I'm angry." And then Francine Langstrom opens it. "Oh, hello, beautiful woman. I'm Bruce Wayne. I'm a kind of fucking creep." And she's like, "Oh, no, actually, I'm married. Here's my husband," a third new character entering the scene. And it was all within the span of like 30 seconds. And I thought to myself, like, whoa, like I know who all these people are, but this is just a lot at once. Like,
obviously, I don't.
Yeah, it was just, and I honestly almost said like, and then a fourth character enters, Bobby Langstrom, their petite son,
and then the mailman, who's slightly sinister and
then
menacing.
the man bat walks in. Hello,
and a man carrying a bat, and then a bat carrying a man,
and then a bat boy from a baseball game walks through the door. Spit out your LaCroix there.
Love it.
Okay, we got Lloyd Bachner as Mayor Hill.
Oh, that's right. We were doing a thing.
Yeah, Mayor Hill. He was in that same Two-Face scene.
May or may not.
Yeah, may or may not. Yeah, exactly. Robert Costanzo as Detective Bullock. I recently figured out Robert Costanzo does, in another Danny DeVito connection to Batman the Animated Series, he does all of the, the Hercules animated movie. Danny DeVito is Phil, the satyr.
Right.
Little goat man. You know what I'm talking about?
Satyr plates, yes.
Yeah. Robert Costanzo does the voice of Phil in the Hercules TV series, the cartoon spin-off of that movie. So he's, and any other time that it should be Danny DeVito other than the main movie, he is the voice of Phil. So in the like Kingdom Hearts games, there's like a whole thing where you're fighting the Hydra and you just constantly hear Phil shout, "Get up on the Hydra's back! Get up on the Hydra's back!" And it was like a whole meme with my friends in high school because it was just such an annoying thing because it's so hard to get on the Hydra's back, so he's just constantly shouting that. So when I finally realized that like, oh, Harvey Bullock, that's Get Up on the Hydra's back guy. Like, this is awesome. So yeah, that was a cool discovery of mine. Clive Revel is Alfred in this episode. He's also Alfred in a couple other episodes, and then never Alfred again. It's a completely different
Okay, so
guy.
it was a different Alfred from last episode.
Was Alfred in last episode?
Almost definitely.
I don't know if he was. Was he?
I mean, if he wasn't, it was a different Alfred.
What?
What?
I don't remember. I don't think he was.
Okay, I might be projecting something into my memory.
Mark Singer is Kirk Langstrom / Man-Bat. Actually, just Langstrom - Man-Bat is how he's credited.
Do you think he did the sound effects for Man-Bat?
Like that? Yeah, probably.
He was studying the sounds of brown bats and starlings.
Yeah, that was brown bats and starlings that he finally combined together. Maybe he should have introduced himself as... the character's name is actually Langstrom - Man-Bat. Langstrom Man-Bat. I wonder who Man-Bat could be. We
were reading the TV guide. We have a sneaking suspicion.
We have Renee Auberjonois as Dr. March.
I want to see that name.
Auberjonois. Wow. Yeah,
that's like...
He will pop up many, many other times throughout the DCAU as a bunch of different characters. He's kind of like a go-to character actor, voice actor guy in these things. He is Odo on Deep Space Nine, Star Trek, another Star Trek. Anyway, Pat Music, what a name, is female lab technician, which I think is Francine Langstrom, and they just didn't name her in the credits.
Oh, that's shit.
Yeah. And then finally we have, Meredith McRae as Francine. So who is female? Oh, I bet it's the kissy people in the hallway.
Oh, you're right.
She gets credited, but not the guy or the security guard attacked at the start of the episode. Or
the guy who? What was his like radio broadcast? Gotham
yeah, that's what
voice.
I'm talking. Yeah. It was a Gotham Institute something. In broadcast something. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Bruce Wayne takes that guy's cassette tape and just gives it to the scientists.
And the scientist burns that fucker.
Well, but no, I think he burns does he burn the tape?
He burns the tape.
I thought he just burned the Man-Bat twig.
No, he burned the tape first.
Okay. But I have to hope that Bruce Wayne copied the tape of just the sounds of Man-Bat onto a new tape and then gave them that, because otherwise they would also have all of the recordings of the guy going, Gotham Institute, oh my God, a giant bat, and they're like, oh, what do you need? Was this in your chimney, Bruce Wayne? Are you sure? This sounds like a man being murdered.
That was a plot hole I never even thought of. But I would say
never in all the time that you've seen this episode.
Well, up to this point in my life. Yeah. It seemed like that Bruce Wayne took a recording himself because his like magic computer was playing it back later. So like,
I have edited the recording for you, Batman. Computer.
I know. What would he do? I'm really starting to feel like Batman really is just like a collection of his tools.
Right.
And like mostly his computer.
What is the Batman if not a grab bag of bullshit?
Bruce Wayne, I guess.
Yeah, so there's the man part. I'm pretty sure the computer voice goes away pretty quick. Like it's kind of something they were experimenting with or just seeing if it would work well or something kind of a thing. There's no official, like, I'm not thinking of any statement on this. I'm just thinking in my brain. I don't think there is. Yeah. I think with my brain sometimes. I don't think there is a future instance, and like maybe once or twice more, but then the rest of the time he just says like, computer, do this thing, and it prints out a giant Safeway receipt that says all the information on it.
They took away his voice?
I guess, yeah.
Like, computer, you're making me look bad.
They dehumanized him a little bit.
Pulls the freaking audio chip out or something.
Yeah. Music was pretty good on this one too.
Music was great.
We in between recording the intro to this and watching the episode, we went inside to get some food, and one of your roommates was saying like, asking you, oh, it's amazing, right? Mark Hamill. And I was like, we haven't gotten to Joker yet.
Not yet.
And you just said that, like, oh yeah, the animation and music are what's sticking out to you, which is what we keep coming back to talking about because, I mean, the voice acting is what it is here at the start. It's kind of just a bunch of people. There's not a lot of depth to Batman so far, except for he does use his Bruce Wayne voice as Batman in this episode, which was a little
that was
weird.
jarring.
Yeah, you were like, whoa, when it happened.
I guess
Hey,
that's
Doc,
something
what's
for me.
up? Have you got my thing? I'm Batman.
His schmoozy business voice.
Yeah.
I think that's something for me that like I keep coming back to the art and music, which is like, you know, visual art, music. Those are pretty like important and like heavy things in my life. Big, broad strokes. But the story is so inconsequential at this point that it's hard to like latch onto the story. You know, like the characters are there, and I feel like I'll become more attached to the characters as time goes on because I'll have this like compilation of experiences with them. But right now it's just like, oh, we got Catwoman, we got the Red Claw, we got Gargoyle Face, we got Batman.
I was especially with how the Catwoman episode is separated from its second half by several other episodes. Like you're gonna just be like, but I was kind of thinking like as we're watching this in Airdate order, could it work as a chronological thing? Because really, like at the end of the first episode we watched, Catwoman is being spied on by the bad guys in her apartment, and that's how the episode ends. She isn't like kidnapped right then and there. Nothing is in immediate danger,
right?
So maybe 5 or 6 more episodes happen before part 2 anyway. You know, it's conceivable. Batman's like, yeah, Catwoman knocked me off a building and got away, I guess. Time to deal with the Man-Bat and then 5 other things and then back to this.
I guess that's the question is like, what would that look like in his everyday? Does he like go to bed at night and he's like tossing and turning, just being like,
what's part 2 gonna be?
He's like,
Catwoman.
That Catwoman threw me off a bit. Should I go try to track her down? And some guy that looks like me, like.
I hope Binocular Man isn't watching her from a rooftop,
right?
Or anything like that.
What does that look like? Does he not sleep until he like finishes a thing?
Yeah.
Or are we just getting the like little points on the map of like this is what his day looks like? Little slices.
I mean, so far it hasn't felt weird. If the Catwoman one had ended on, and then they burst into burst. If they starbursted into Catwoman's apartment and take Catwoman and got a gun to her head and then to be continued, and then we watch a bunch of more episodes that aren't that, then I would be like, okay, this is weird. Why did they do this? But so far, it's not. Yeah, she's too jarring. It's just
she's not in imminent danger that we know of.
Something like that will happen later. There's another episode where part 1 ends and then part 2 picks up 6 months later. And there's a bunch of episodes in between part 1 and 2, and you could conceivably be like, okay, that's the stuff that was happening in those 6 months or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about some trivia.
Oh, my favorite part.
Yeah. Oh, that's really loud. I'm sorry. This is the first episode of the series. What I have written here is this is the first episode to feature Batman bleeding, but also, I mean, it's the first episode. So
did he not bleed in the other one?
No, so it's a very uncommon thing because the TV Fox Kids censors usually would catch that and go, no, you can't have blood. Blood is bad, and the children will kill each other because there's blood on screen.
So this is a blood-free zone.
But not this time.
Damn.
So when Batman headbutts Man-Bat into the wall and the police lights come up on him, he's got a bunch of cuts on his face.
I saw that.
Yeah. The Bat computer misspells burglary as booglary.
I half wanted you to pause on that printout because I was like trying to read it super fast, but there was too much to read.
We wanted to figure out what that police lady's book said.
And the police, I was like,
we didn't go back and look.
No,
what'd you do? It was
sorry.
P.S. something or other or something.
Yeah,
some weird thing. Kevin Conroy also provides the voice of one of the blimp pilots. He's the one going like, I thought I saw a thing. There was a thing on the thing. That's also Kevin Conroy, which is a weird choice because he's like the main character. He's Batman. Yeah. I always thought that was weird that like, why would you make him voice anyone else ever? Because he's going to be the most instantly recognizable.
He's an artist. He's a multifaceted.
I couldn't tell at all. The title of this episode likely comes from Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian, where there's a passage, a lobe-shaped moon rose over the black shapes of the mountains, dimming out the eastern stars, and along the nearby ridge the white blooms of flowering yuccas moved in the wind, and in the night bats came from some nether part of the world to stand on leather wings like dark satanic hummingbirds and feed at the mouths of these flowers.
I could just listen to you read that all day.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That's all I got.
Oh, I got a book right here. Hold on.
Do you have Blood Meridian on the shelf? We got a big bookcase next to the fidget spinners.
Yeah. No, I don't think I even have anything that has blood in the title.
Dang. What else can be said about this episode? Cool animation, cool music. That's going to be a running theme. Oh, speaking of, what do you think of the intro to the show? We didn't talk about that at all last time. The little intro animation of Batman fighting spy versus spy on the rooftop.
I like it, and I think the thing that gets me is that it's almost too fitting for the show, where like a lot of cartoons, they'll have like your intro, which is either like a crazy clip show or it's them doing something like spectacular. This just kind of, every time I'm like not remembering it perfectly right now, so I'm like, oh, is this the show? Is this the show starting?
Right.
Oh no, this is the intro. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, like art style and even like coloring looks the same. Like it's not stylized past where it normally would be or whatever.
Right, right. So it just looks like the show starting. But I had a hint today that
maybe it is. Every time an episode starts,
that's
Batman,
just actually what's going on.
These guys again, they blew up the bank every day.
Oh, can we talk about the bad kerning on the word bank?
I suppose it's hand drawn letters, but
everything is hand drawn letters.
Whoa.
Yeah. You beat me with the mouth thing to the finger pressing button thing.
I beat you with mouth to finger. What are we talking about?
That's all.
Okay, so the intro is meant to be kind of like that. I don't know if you notice, but it never says Batman or Batman the Animated Series or any text on screen besides bank or police maybe on one of the cards. I don't know.
Oh, it probably says police on the blimps. I think there's 3 blimps in the intro.
Yeah. But the intention was like kind of what you're talking about is set it up for the audience, and by the end of the intro they know what they're watching without having to see the word Batman. Like, oh yeah, this is that Batman cartoon. So it's kind of intentional, but I do kind of agree. I like that it is different than the normal show intro of just like clips from the show. Yeah. Like when we get to Superman, that's what the Superman intro is just here's the shot from this episode and the shot from this episode and the shot. And I think there's like 2 original shots in there drawn for the intro. Otherwise, it's just clips. And but all the other ones, I'm pretty sure, have very like distinct, purposely animated intros. So I like that it at least goes above and beyond there. Batman Beyond.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, I thought you were going. Never mind.
All right. Well, anyway, anything else we want to talk about with On Leather Wings before we talk, or before I introduce the next episode for next week and we wrap this up?
What do we?
What was that weird sound?
The ghost trees come back.
There's the tree on the. Oh, it sounds like you have a
starlings
ghost
and brown
tree
bats
on your roof. Well, thanks, Doc. I said this while we were watching. I like Alfred answering the phone in the Batcave, going Wayne Manor, and then I said like. The caller ID says Batcave. I think I have the wrong number. I meant to call Batman.
I think the real like dead giveaway there would be just the cascading echo.
Yeah.
Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Manor.
And also he's on the phone with a bat expert who doesn't hear all the bats like flapping and talking in the background. Sir, Mr. Wayne, are you in some sort of cave of bats at the moment? Oh, no, don't mind that. That's just the TV, you know?
Yeah. I watched this 24-hour live stream of bats in caves.
Yeah. Hosted by the Watchtower Database.
Hey!
So next episode is going to be the 14th produced episode.
Oh, what
right after Cat in the Claw Part 1. If we had been watching this in production order, it still would have been, off by a couple things. This one is called Heart of Ice. Can we guess what this one is? Elm Leather Wings did not have to do with the penguin.
No. So this one is either penguin, or I remember from the 90s, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Arnold.
Is it going to be about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That's my guess.
Okay.
He played it like an ice dude, didn't he? Wasn't that in the Batman movie?
Yes. I'm not going to help you with any of these guesses for the next episode.
I'm going to guess that his name is Iceman.
Okay.
So it's either... I'm going two-part on this because I need to like spread out
possibilities.
I need as many.
Okay.
I need as many opportunities to get this right as I can possibly get. So I'm guessing it's either penguin because I'm really leaning into that one, but maybe it's an ice.
God!
Wow, was that a ghost tree?
No.
Oh,
But something was anyway.
Oh. So either penguin or like an ice guy.
Okay.
And Heart of Ice guy. I think he's gonna learn to love.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. that's a guess.
Is it
Everyone's
perfect?
laughing. Oh no. I mean,
Wait, where's the laugh track?
I think it's this one. I should just play that. Oh my god. Sorry, that was a mix of starlings and brown bats. I should just play that every time you're. What do you think the next episode's going to be about?
Oh, I think it's gonna be. Oh. I'm just trying to guess what I'm.
All right. Well, anyway, that's this week's episode, everybody.
Thanks for
No,
listening.
we had to put it on the top 10. Would you put Leather Wings above The Cat in the Claw Part 1 or below?
I'd put it below.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I liked the chemistry between Catwoman and Batman. And I found that was entertaining. This one was kind of. It was fine. It wasn't a bad episode.
I think I can agree that the writing was better in Cat in the Claw in terms of like entertainment. Like I think we didn't talk about really how Man-Bat's transformation animation is really cool also. Like I think
That is a cool animation.
I think the animation in this episode puts it above Cat in the Claw for me. Just because Cat in the Claw didn't have any like notable standout things except maybe the map on Red Claw, like that was the only like kind of cool thing. But I don't think that beats the blimp shot or the transformation or any of the other cool camera tricks and stuff that was going on. Commissioner Gordon pushing his glasses up. I mean, come on. So
You're a visual kind of guy.
I am, yeah. But I do agree that the story and it just kind of fell flat at the end of the. Literally, because he fell in the ground. His face is flat in the wall.
They can't see me making this face, but they know.
They know. Okay, well then we gotta. So your top 10 is number one, Cat in the Claw
Part 1,
and 2,
number 2,
On Leather Wings, and I'm reverse of that.
Yes,
We didn't write them down last time on the chalkboard. We have to actually do that.
we totally won't.
Nope. All right, so we'll be back next week for Heart of Ice, starring Penguin or Iceman, whatever you said.
I said both.
Yeah.
Oh, they fall in love.
There you got it. Follow
so
us
good at this.
at DCAU Watchtower on social media, youtube.com/Watchtower Database, or where this is actually happening is the Podtower YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Podtower.
Tower. If we say it enough, people are going to remember it.
Podtower. And then that's it. Don't do. Oh my god! All right. See you guys. Bye.
Will he change again?
No. The formula's out of his system. It's over. For now.